Welcome to another Beer of the Week segment. Greg Engert, Beer Director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group. Thanks for joining us again.
Pleasure.
Failed to mention last time, you were named by Food and Wine as a Sommelier of the Year, the first and only beer director to have been so named, correct?
I was still kind of surprised by it. But any way that we can get beer the recognition it deserves is great for us. So.
We've been trying some holiday beers. We have another one. Tell us about this.
So this is one of ours, and I think most everyone's favorite holiday beers. It's anticipated every year. It comes from the Troegs Brewing Co. in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They've been making great beers there since 1997, and the Mad Elf is probably been one of their best sellers every single year. It's phenomenal, actually. It's a sort of Belgian strong ale. It's fermented with 2 different Belgian yeasts. This is what gives a lot of the spicier notes to this beer. I think you'll pick up on some kind of clovey notes. It's almost a little bit of a cinnamon quality. It's brewed with some Pennsylvania wildflower honey. And this is important because a lot of people think that honey is added to beer maybe to sweeten it. It's actually not so much for that. It's to feed that yeast to get the alcohol up without leaving a lot of residual malt richness. So this also has a sort of live, bright character on your palate, even though it's quite high in alcohol. And then, for good measure, they've added some sweet and sour Pennsylvania cherries that are local to the brewery. This kind of bolsters the fruity notes you get from the Belgian yeast fermentation as well. Okay, and what's good to pair this with for food during the holidays? Yeah, I think this one is something you can kind of think about as you would like a really bold red wine or something like that. It lacks the tannic dryness you might find in wine, so it's a little bit on the sweet side. But all those great dark, fruity, spicy notes lend itself great to all sorts of like kind of game fowl. Think of like duck and squab and anything that's dark and rich. It's great with lamb and goose, stuff like that for like classic holiday fare. But then again, another thing I love this beer with is blue cheese. It's got this kind of tangy quality to it and a great sweetness that matches the tangy qualities we find in blue cheese, but also balances against the saltier flavors we have in blue cheese. It kind of can stand up to it and balance against it. All right, give it a try. Yeah. That's nice and clearly much more of a Belgian style than what we tried last time, the Great Lakes. Yeah, the Great Lakes is much more restrained as far as that fruity note goes. It's more about the malt sweetness there. This one has more of a Belgian quality that makes it kind of vinous, like winey. Many people are surprised when you do a tasting here at the restaurant, you come out with different style glasses. So not everything goes in a pint glass. No, it doesn't. Why is that? So I think it has to do again with the temperature stuff we were talking about as well. So all beers are so varied, and they're different strengths. They offer different things to the drinker. Some are going to be crisp and refreshing. Some are going to be rich and vinous in this case, and very complex. So we need to have temperatures and glassware that best serves each particular style. And so in this case, it's so richly complex that we want to make sure we're able to get all of the aromatic possibilities out of the beer. And we get this through the stem. It's a stem glass here. So when you swirl with the stem, you're literally energizing all those volatile aromatics. It's going to come out of the glass. And then this nice curve of the goblet here is going to focus those aromas. One last thing I think that this glass is great for is it's kind of it inhibits the kind of chugging of the beer, because this beer is amazing. It goes down really easy. So with this goblet, you can't help but sniff it and then sip it, because if you try to do anything else, you get it all over yourself. You have an event surrounding this beer coming up later in the month. Absolutely. Rustico restaurant. We have 2 in Northern Virginia. Alexandria and Ballston in Arlington. And this year we're doing our annual Festivus event. It's our holiday seasonal blowout where we feature tons and tons of holiday beers. So on the 19th, Monday the 19th, we'll be in Rustico, Ballston, pouring 12 different holiday beers. And then the next night, the 20th in Alexandria, we're going to pour an additional 12 different beers. So 24 altogether, different ones each night. And Mad Elf will be at Alexandria on Tuesday night, December 20th. Okay. Greg Engert is beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group. Thanks again. Thank you.